You know, my friend Judge Andrew Napolitano doesn't know this, but he's widely respected by everybody here. But I'm another case because I literally copy down every insight he has, and I then make it my own. And a lot of people then say, wow, Neil, you sound just like the judge. Because he's so good. He gives you great insights before you see something on TV. And what you're seeing here now is all these guys getting ready to drill the Inspector General, who's about to testify. We're also going to hear from the FBI Director. I think they're both going to be up there, I think concurrently, right, Judge?
Yes.
So what you tell me what you look for, what you want to hear.
I am disappointed that it's such a short hearing. You have 3 hours and 2 people, more or less 90 minutes each.
3 hours is a short hearing.
Yes.
Okay.
Should go 7 or 8 hours.
That's what I was saying.
That's what is normally the case. When Justice Gorsuch testified for his confirmation hearings, it went all day.
This isn't that.
But it's important.
Okay.
Here's what I'm going to look for. I'm going to look for Republicans going through the report and saying, you said there was no bias. Isn't this bias? Isn't this bias? Isn't this bias? And Mike Horowitz is going to have to answer. I'm looking for the Inspector General. I'm looking for Democrats going through the same report saying, but ultimately they did the right thing. Ultimately you have no criticism. Ultimately you found no bias. So each side wants its political narrative. Then I'm going to look for Inspector General. Is this the final version of your report? Was there a version before this? Where are the drafts and what was changed and why was anything changed?
Wow.
And then,
why would you ask that, by the way?
I wouldn't ask it, but I expect that those who are looking for something beneath the surface, a feeling that the report may have whitewashed a portion of the FBI, was there a stronger version first? Did somebody ask you to change it? Did the guy next to you give you all the documents you want? The guy next to him is the director of the FBI, or did he hold anything back? And by the way, Mr. Inspector General, when you learned that the former director of the FBI used his own private Gmail account for government business, did you look at those emails? Did you discover whether or not there were classified materials on those emails, a la Mrs. Clinton? We don't know the answer to that. I expect those questions will be asked in the next few minutes.
Now, a lot of people are going to try to get a sense from Christopher Wray as well what he provided or didn't provide, what he offered or didn't offer. Right?
A window into Director Wray's thinking would be the press conference he held last Thursday afternoon, within hours of the release of this report. So fiercely protective of the FBI that he woke up to some criticism this morning. Not from the president, who liked what he said, or said he liked what he said.
He was protective of the troops, right? Did I misread that?
Yeah, no, you didn't misread.
Wouldn't you be protective of the troops that the vast majority are fine, or did you read something else into that?
No, I read that the FBI as an institution is in great shape, but a couple of rotten apples does not corrupt the rest of the basket.
Even though we keep finding more rotten apples.
Apparently, yes. Listen, this all happened before Chris Wray got there.
Understood,
so
absolutely.
None of this is skin off of his nose.
Right. Could I ask you, though, context is everything to me, Judge. I've learned that from you. So I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt to the Strzok thing and everything else and his girlfriend. And would they have been privy to, even back then in the fall of 2016, over the course of this relationship, other stuff that might explain their contempt for Donald Trump beyond their contempt for Donald Trump?
Well, I don't know what generated their contempt for Donald Trump, but I am not as troubled by it as others, and I'll tell you why. Law enforcement often dislikes, even despises, the people they're investigating. J. Edgar Hoover famously hated the mob, hated the communists, hated bank robbers, hated people he shouldn't have hated, but investigated because he hated them. Law enforcement will say, our job is not to be fair. Leave that to judges and juries. Our job is to target people we believe have committed crimes and then see if we have enough evidence to prosecute.
But if you harbor views like come through in these texts, so let's say they're really genuine for whatever the guy says crazy stuff we don't ever want to see in president, or, and I'm trying to be as fair as I can.
I know you are. You want to know the context in which those views were
Would they have
expressed.
been privy to stuff back then, and how could the senators today questioning him get a sense of that?
I get the impression that FBI management, of which Peter Strzok was a part at the time.
That's right.
Were pretty loose and exchanged all kinds of things. What he saw or may have seen that provoked those anti-Trump Texts, I don't know. But, Neil, he's offered to explain that under oath, and he's still an FBI agent. Well, I never heard of an FBI agent testifying under oath other than in a courtroom in a prosecution.
Do we know what he's doing? I was surprised that he still is.
He does not have the lofty job he once had. He now works in HR at the FBI. So how much longer he's going to be there, I don't know. But he's still an FBI agent.
But he volunteered for this. He said, you don't have to subpoena me, I'll come.
Yes, and he's prepared to do this without immunity.
But if you're Chris Wray, are you going to let him?
If I'm Chris Wray, I'm not going to let him.
Interesting.
And I wonder if his lawyers cleared this with Chris Wray. Be something else I would ask today. But don't expect really tough questions, because politicians want to be on Special Report with Bret Baier tonight. They want to look good at 6 o'clock. You want to ask tough questions? Hire a professional cross-examiner to ask the tough questions for you. Don't expect it.
So good, so good. All right, thank you very much. I misspoke before, by the way. Fox News will be all over this. Fox Business will provide you updates. We'll be riveted by the markets and the latest activity elsewhere and the trade war and all this. But